Welcome to the Kop TV, the voice of football's most famous stand. Hot Kopics, episode 3. We're back. My brother James Redmond is here. How are you, mate?
Absolutely marvellous. Absolutely marvellous. Couldn't actually be happier, to be fair. I've had a sick week. The game was great. We got 3 points. And other teams drop points. Everton and Manchester United specifically, which, as I'm sure the majority of the viewers are actually Liverpool fans, we're all going to be buzzing about that, so we can all have a celebratory
Vimto.
drink to that.
And if you want to sponsor us, Vimto, just get in touch.
Absolutely, by all means.
Yeah.
And James Redmond TV, if you wish. But this one first.
Yeah, this one first. Hot Kopics episode 3. We're gaining a bit of momentum now. Big up to you guys for watching us so far. We're on 1,000 views per episode. Let's try and keep that up. Get it to how many likes do we want this episode to get?
I don't know how many likes, but definitely smash a like, because it actually means a lot more than you think. And it's very quick and it's free. And if you want to leave a comment as well, then by all means go for it.
Exactly. So leave a comment. What do you want us to talk about Hot Kopics wise for next week?
Do you know what? Leave a comment and I'll definitely reply. Leave a comment and I'll definitely reply. How about that on my personal channel? There we go. That's a promise, and if it don't, then they shan't.
I'll drink to that.
Innit? Do you know what I mean? Get a few more in there.
Like, if you haven't already, go and subscribe to James Redmond. Like, comment, and subscribe. We're not here to do all that funny shit though today. We're here to talk about a few specific things. Number one, let's talk about the game at the weekend. You and I were both there. The first home game back in, I think it was about 500 something days, as in full Anfield with the full voice behind it. Proper Last game. One was Bournemouth, I think. I was at that game. That was the one before the Atletico game. But what an occasion. Talk us through what it was like, even just getting up on the day, because it was an early kickoff. Yeah. Making your way down, getting your seat.
Do you know what, lads? It was just good. It was just happy. The second I woke up, I was sound. Yeah. You know what I mean? I didn't care I was waking up early. I didn't care if it was an half-12 kickoff. I was just looking forward to getting back in the stadium. And I still had a lot of sort of energy from the pre-season friendlies, let alone just Premier League games. And then I'm thinking, this is a Premier League game. I actually care about if we win this. Yeah, so it just adds so much more little factors, and it then ended up just being as great as I thought it was going to. Everyone was there, everyone was up for it. The Kop ends, and I was in the Kop end, so there's no better stand to be in for the first game back. The atmosphere was booming, no one shut up. And then it ended up being a good performance. And I think we've actually just still undefeated with fans as well, by the way. And
10 wins in a row, by the way.
I think we've just saw that the fans do make a difference. It really, really, Norwich, you saw it make a difference. You can't say it doesn't, because at the end, shout out to any Liverpool fan that went to the Norwich game, because that game was booming. Like, when they were singing the Bobby Firmino song. The Bobby Firmino song is so legendary. He doesn't even have to be on the pitch for you to sing it. We will sing that song when he leaves.
He was on the bench doing warm-ups, and his whole song was ringing around.
The stadium starts going for it, but that's the beauty of it. You can see are you even seeing Virgil van Dijk, lads? But it's not just Virgil van Dijk, though. This is what we need to realise. Like, Virgil van Dijk, for the second goal, the pass that he does over was to Harvey Elliott, and then Harvey Elliott put it in.
That is the signature Virgil van Dijk pass.
But that's what we were missing last season.
Finding Trent 60 yards in space.
It's not just a good reading of the game. He's not just a good defender. He's a good footballer all round. When you talk about a threat from a corner, he's a threat. When you talk about actually progressing the ball forward.
How many pre-assists does he have?
I don't even want to think about it. But we know we are a much better team for it. And that's why I think teams sleeping on us is literally due to the fact they forget how good Van Dijk is, and they don't watch him week in, week out like we do. And then when you see Joe Matip putting in the performances that he was, Trent as well. I don't want to just go through everyone individually, but from that poor stage last season to where he is now, that's a joke. And people were trying to put Wan-Bissaka in the conversation. Don't even take the piss. Wan-Bissaka probably isn't even the sixth best right back in England. Trent is the best right back in England, so let's just get that clear. And even the Wales, in my opinion, I think he's proven it with the trophies that he's got, but all round just a belt to take, lad.
Man of the match for me, I said in my player ratings video, was Tsimikas. Now, he did something, I would say, 92 minutes in, and there was probably 3 minutes of added time, right? Last minute of the game. And it reminded me so much of how our other left back, who our main left back, really became so adored by the Kop. And that was when, against Man City, when Robertson chased down every single player right back to the keeper. And almost got a goal out of it. And then that's the kind of moment where you go, actually, he's one of us. And look at him, he's breaking his back for this shirt. And that is what I think happened when Tsimikas wriggled, got the ball, came out of a fight, got it again, passed it off. Honestly, it was like I remember specifically getting the goosebumps for it, going, go on. It was like we just scored a goal, because that's my type of player. Do you know what I mean? Like, that was getting stuck in, bro.
It was great.
Talk to me about Tsimikas. Another assist.
What did they say after the fan cam? Do you remember when Robbo got injured? The first thing I said, I'll remind you, first thing I said was that I think the Robertson injury isn't too serious. Right. I think he could be okay. They would have took him off anyway, just for precaution. It didn't end up being as serious. He's supposed to be back soon. Was he on the bench?
He was on the bench.
He was on the bench, so there we go. He's basically already back. But I also said it could be a blessing in disguise, because now we might just get to see how good or not good Tsimikas is. There's a reason why we bought him. There was a reason why we paid, what was it, 10 million, 8 million, something around there. There's a reason why we invested, and he's not young. He's not like he's 19 and he's still young. Don't get me wrong. He's only 24, but you know what I'm saying. He's not like a wonder kid. He's not around that age group. And then last season the problem was we didn't see him get minutes. Now we know we've got 2 decent left backs. And don't get me wrong, there was even a clip against Norwich where Tsimikas got skimmed. But when you talk about all the performances put into one, including pre-season, he's done nothing wrong. Yeah. It's like as if Jurgen Klopp has just sat him down, put 2 pegs on his eyes like this, right, and just got him to watch Robertson crosses all season.
That's up and down.
It must be, because his crossing's brilliant.
The one thing I have to say though, listen, we've been blessed at this club to have decent left backs down the years. From my early days of supporting Liverpool, man like Jonani Risa, Fabio Aurelio, cultured players, and then a certain Alberto Moreno came into the club. Now let me finish on this one, right? Because when we saw him run up down the wing and smash one in against Tottenham on his debut, I was going, here we go, here's the new Jonani Risa. Admittedly, I ended up hating him because, in my personal opinion, between him and Mignolet, they both cost us a League Cup final and a Europa League final between them. So good riddance to them, to be honest with you. Even though it's Manchester, get out. That was
that's what I mean. No. He claims he's faked with the Liverpool fans. Manchester United, get out.
That's the best thing he's ever done for Liverpool, though.
Get out.
That video.
Get
Bro,
out.
he was awful.
United, get out.
So what I'm not gonna.
Did you see his finish against Chelsea though, where he hit the bar?
Yeah.
Lad, Alberto Moreno serious. Don't disrespect. He's better than Shaw.
Good banter all aside, right? But I did not like him at Liverpool, right?
Oh, neither did I. I hated him. I love his fit. I love him as a person.
I'm not holding anything back about that. But I got excited about him. Number 18 left back. Risa was a left back. Risa scored goals at. And then Robertson more exciting
came. When it's a Spanish player.
It always is. But then Robertson came, and we're settled with him now. But now we're seeing Tsimikas. The one thing I don't want to do is my resounding memory of him at a Liverpool be a mistake or a sending off, or like Moreno's was ruined. They're only getting compared because they're both left backs for us. But what I'm saying is, from what I've seen of Tsimikas just in that game the other day alone, I'm confident this season he can be our guy to step in sometimes.
Well, you also have to remember as well, Alberto Moreno, regardless what reasons, was keeping Robertson out the team for the first 6 months of Robertson joining the club, if you remember correctly. You say somehow, but he was actually playing very, very well, if the viewers remember correctly. He was doing, if you talk about consistency, it was one of the most consistent Morenos that I saw, 6.5 to a 7 every game, which for him was actually very, very decent. He was defending better, but I think that was the shape that was helping him as well. However, we haven't always had great left back, so it's fine to compare these. Alberto Moreno was our last left back,
but I do Emiliano Insua.
Insua, yeah. Where is he now? I swear.
Oh mate, he's probably retired now.
No, he's not retired. He's still going. I swear. He might be in Spain or something. I'm not too sure. Yeah. But it's mad when you see some of the old Liverpool rejects, isn't it? Like Aspas, Luis Alberto,
and Aspas regularly the Pichichi winner, which is actually the top scorer in the league, who is Spanish. And obviously, traditionally, Ronaldo or Messi would have won that. They're not Spanish. And the next one down is normally Iago Aspas. Or Moreno, or one of them kind of strikers.
Luis Alberto, but Alberto Moreno adds to that list, doesn't he?
Yeah, no, listen, smashing it for Lazio with Lucas Leiva and Pepe Reina.
And Lucas Leiva became boss.
And Pepe Reina is still playing out there. So that's a madness. But listen, a massive win. At home, 2-0 to Burnley. Ashley Barnes got his comeuppance. He even tried to celebrate an offside goal. Waste man.
You fart. He deserved that, lad. I was coming back from the half-time week, and I saw that. I missed the first like 20 seconds, so I didn't even see the ball going. And I just heard the fans go, oh, and then I seen Ashley Barnes running. And I was like, shit.
He was this far off.
And bearing in mind, I was vlogging, so I was like, shit, I didn't get that. And I'm fuming that we've just conceded, so I'm double angry. And then I saw that it was offside, and I was like, way, because lad, don't you dare celebrate in front of the Kop end and then think you're just going to get away with it. I was fuming. But I appreciate the banter, I suppose.
No, listen, there was good banter. There was a bit when Robertson was warming up. I don't know if you heard that from the Kop, but on my side, Robertson was up and down warming up. And they were singing Scotland get battered everywhere, everywhere.
Nah, it's solid banter.
And you could see Robertson smiling as
I'm
well.
I'm not even a fan of the Burnley fans or the Burnley team. Like besides Everton and United, Burnley is probably the team that I wouldn't want to support in the entire league. Yeah. However, it's like the fan that's a good bit of crack. Do you know what I mean? And Robertson can appreciate that.
And he laughs, bro. It's like he's not going. Oh, I'll wait till I get you back. He didn't even come on. He was quite happy.
He loves steak pies.
He's quite happy to
loves steak pies. Just let Robertson do Robertson. Do you know what I mean? He chases people down and he eats steak pies and he loves them.
Yeah, man. Let's talk about transfers then, because I was on Sky Sports News this morning.
Whoosh!
On the early kickoff show, talking about, again, not much happening in terms of names coming in, but one big thing that had to happen before we could bring someone in is Shaqiri leaving.
Definitely.
Now, I did see a tweet this morning that said, now that Shaqiri's gone, we can talk about the fact that he got a hair transplant and wasn't allowed to head the ball for 6 months, and he had to wear a hat everywhere. A couple of personality traits that I wasn't overly keen on in the end with him. Listen, yes, Premier League winner, Champions League winner, Super Cup winner, World Club Cup winner with Liverpool. He was involved and had bits to play in all of our most successful times recently. However, him coming out and saying Liverpool aren't stopping me from leaving, and then going away in the camp saying, oh, I can't wait for a big season with Liverpool. It was all just rubbish in the end.
Yeah.
And if you're going to leave, fair enough. But the way he's gone about it, in my opinion, I'm like, it soured it a little bit. What do you think? And only 9.5 mil, we could have got 15.
The trophy side of things. Andy Lonergan, who's just joined Everton, won a Premier League and a Champions League at Liverpool. That just goes to show that like trophies isn't always everything if you didn't have the biggest impact. But Shaqiri did have good games. He got the goal against United. 2 goals against United. He also got the assist for the Barcelona game. So he still had moments. I just think Shaqiri's one of them. He's never had any loyalties towards Liverpool. I know when, some of us will look at it like, if we become a player, then we should. But you don't know what's going on completely behind the scenes. And maybe Shaqiri's been said, yeah, we're looking to get you more involved or whatever. And then it's just got to a point where his agent's gone, mate, we're not playing. And Shaqiri has always... Has Shaqiri ever been a world-class player? Let's be real, because at Bayern Munich he never started, at Inter he never started, at Liverpool he never started, Stoke he never set the world alight. He was okay, but he ain't world-class in any way. The only times you can watch Shaqiri and say maybe you're world-class is when he plays for his country, because he scored an overhead kicks and whatnot. Other than that, he is just a squad option. So I even feel like Leon, he could go there and be a squad option. Do you know what I mean? He doesn't seem like someone
who's he competing with there?
Well, you've got Cornet. Sorry?
Haven't they got Cornet up top? Cornet?
I'm not too familiar with their team. I'm not going to lie to you. I mean, I could get it up on my phone, to be fair, just have a little look. But I know they've got Aouar. I know they've got a few players there that... I just don't know how much Shaqiri improves, because if you're Leon, you want to try and compete for Champions League and maybe even push for that title if you can. Again, I don't know the state completely, but just because they're a big club notoriously, and you're getting a player like Shaqiri who's got them accolades, what you just mentioned, you're going to expect big things. The transfer fees you mentioned as well, I think a year ago we could have got like 15 for him, but at the
surely after the Euros, he had a great Euros.
We should have bounced on that more.
That's like, let's stick another 5 mil on just for that.
I think. Well, it started at 5 million, didn't it? That was the problem.
I'm saying it ended up at 9.5. I think we could have got 14.5 if we just added 5 on and said, listen. By the way, James is in the ticket queue for the Chelsea ticket.
Oh yeah, I'm in the. So basically, I'm waiting to get a check. If anyone knows anyone with a spare ticket, give us a shout, please. It would really.
So James is just having a look at the Leon setup this season. I think they've got Cornet. I think he was rumoured to leave actually, so he might even be coming in to replace him.
So they've got Moussa Dembele, who obviously played for Celtic. They've got Lucas Paqueta. He's a solid midfielder. Aouar, of course, someone who's been heavily linked with Arsenal. Now Shaqiri's there.
Cornet.
They have not got a bad team. That's
Maxwell Cornet.
I wouldn't say it's a... Yeah, they've even got that Adelaide from Arsenal.
Have they?
Yeah, that's what it says there.
Yeah, so Jeff Rene Adelaide.
But either way, not a bad side, and a good move for Shaqiri. Now, because what Shaqiri aims for is to just play in one of the top 5 European leagues, and he's still doing that.
Two things with that. I think you summed it up perfectly. Is he world class? Has he ever been world class? Has he ever started? I think we will never find out that answer, because I think he's gone past the stage in his career now where he was supposed to be starting for all these teams, but he never.
Yep.
So I don't think we'll ever see him be world class, but I do feel that if we'd seen him start every game for Bayern, every game for Inter and Liverpool, we would maybe be talking about, because he does things at times that are breathtaking.
Nah, you can have talent. It's about consistency, and Shaqiri just isn't consistent.
But how can you get that without playing games, bro? Because he's had a few good games for Liverpool and then he's gone.
I know.
And he's probably saying, if you just...
He's never put in a good
enough performance, saying,
Alex. He's never put
imagine if I had 40 performances, how well I'd do.
The Barcelona game, he never played that great.
Really?
He was probably the worst of a great bunch. Do you know what I mean? I didn't think he's done well. He got an assist, but there's games where you can get an assist or a goal and you still don't play very, very well. I'm just saying, his overall performance weren't there, and with the way Liverpool played, the way Jurgen Klopp plays, you can't be having a player holding you back when it's... He was goosed after half an hour every single time. So if he couldn't get fit, that's not our fault, that's his problem. Do you get what I'm saying? So... when you're playing for the Liverpool team, you need legs, and his legs are too big. You know what I mean?
Well, they're very big. Small, but they're very wide, quite girthy, aren't they? Yeah.
Madness, mate. But he had to go. With the fact that like the likes of Divock Origi is still...
He's playing for the 18s the other day. Origi did.
That's dodgy. I never knew. That's a big
thing. This kid just wants a game.
I think he's happy to be paid at Liverpool. Divock Origi, I think that's
Which is sad, really, because again, if he was happy to leave...
He would have been a decent striker, you know. Because you talk about a run of games.
That's it.
He was one with a run of games, he gets goals. I say this, even now I think he could, if you give him a proper run of games, he could get you a good few goals. But Klopp just doesn't fancy him, Alex, lads. And I don't know why. I do not know why.
Again, another player... Let's not even get into the big moments he's had for Liverpool, because there's been some mad ones, like even the Dortmund away goal in the first leg, not the Anfield. He did score in that one.
In his first season, when he had a proper run with us, he scored in the same week. Dortmund twice, Everton and Stoke, and that was all like in a week and a half.
Great week. Honestly, man, like, again, with a run of games, he could have been world class. Yeah, Shaqiri could have been world class if he had the running games, but when you go to a top team, and they're pretty much relying on the best 11 every week to win, and you're not a part of that unless one of them get injured. But then when you get your chance, if you don't take it, you're not going to show us how world class you are.
This is the difference between good talents and footballers. Henderson is a footballer because in 2015 I weren't a fan of Henderson. He was a savage passer. It's not mental because he never used to play well. He
definitely did in 13-14.
One season, and Liverpool at that point were what, 6th in the league, and Henderson weren't even the best player in our midfield.
Was just when we almost won it.
No, that was 13-14. Other than that, we were a Europa League team, Alex. You can't even deny it.
We weren't even in Europe that league.
There we go. So we were even worse than that. And Henderson was the man in our midfield, doing absolutely nothing. He's not aesthetically pleasing, but now... This is what I appreciate. The mentality is very overlooked in football due to the fact that you see him actually progressing the team forward. He might be the best utility man in football. I'd love to know how much of an impact James Milner had on Jordan Henderson's career, based on the fact Milner can play left back, mid, wherever, and now Henderson basically does that in the team. When Trent goes forward, he covers at right back. When one of the centre backs goes forward, he covers at centre back. Any part of the midfield, you know, Naby Keita wants to go, Harvey wants to go, Henderson will cover that area, and he's very good at doing it. He's a well-rounded player. He's not world class at anything. He's not. Hear me out. I'm not saying
leadership.
I'm not. I mean, like football ability. You know what I mean. Leadership isn't like a full-on skill. He's not world class at anything. He's not a world class passer, but he's a very good passer. He's not a world class defender, but he's a very good defender. And all this put together with the leadership makes a fucking gem, and someone who. The stats say it for themselves, people. Like, people say, I have a Hendo, Nino agenda. The stats say, if a player helps you win football matches, then how can you say he's not a good footballer? Aston Villa 7-2, Henderson isn't there. Arsenal 3-1, Henderson isn't there. There's big results that we've lost.
I agree with you, bro.
So I'm not trying to say, I'm actually saying fair play. The fact I didn't used to rate you, because he never used to play like he did now. Even when he first became captain.
Do you think he feels like the responsible one? So let me give you an example, right? If I'm playing 7-a-side and I know that all them lot just want to do is push up and score, I know I'll have to sit back to let them kind of shine.
You need them.
I'll be like, well, you haven't, with all due respect, you've not got the maturity to sit back and hold this position and not move from it. I'll do it because I know you won't do it. Do you feel like Henderson's like that?
Paul Pogba is a better technically gifted footballer than Henderson by a country mile.
I'll admit that.
By a country mile. But then you also have to look at the discipline side of things. Henderson has got all the discipline in the world, and I'm not even downgrading Paul Pogba for that.
Neither does Pogba.
Not even that. It's just you can not drink and do all this, but you can still be a player who wants to get forward. Shaqiri, Origi are probably better footballers, but Henderson just has that patience and he has the know-how. Okay, he's there. I'm going to stay here. He keeps you safe. And again, when you're good at everything and you have an elite mentality when it comes to reading the game, then it is what it is. And also, people don't put enough respect on the fact his technical ability has actually improved. So,
I mean, some of the passes he was spraying about on Saturday, I mean, he's technical.
Can we just talk about when does he misplace a pass? Even though it might never look amazing, tell me when he misplaces passes, because it very rarely happens.
His part, there's not a pass wasted, I think, with him now. And when he does pass forward, let's say someone gets a toe in, it's one of them passes where the crowd don't go, oh, they go, oh, like good try, because the pass was there. He didn't misplace the pass, but the defender just got there with his toe, you know. But he might be missing that Gini Wijnaldum to maybe cover him, which leads me on to the fact that there's now, when this comes out, it'll be 8 days today until the window closes. When we do our next episode, it'll probably be the day before. Make a prediction now that we can go back on next week and the week after. Are Liverpool going to buy anyone else in this window?
No.
Straight up like that?
No, I've said this since the window started. Since we signed Konate, we're not going to sign anyone else. Harvey Elliott's a new signing, Van Dijk's a new signing, all these players are new signings. We're not actually going to spend money. Because
we all want one though, don't we?
Here's the thing, if we got Europa League, we probably would have bought more players, which makes absolutely no sense with the fact we will get more money. But FSG would feel the need, like, oh shit, like we need to really give ourselves the best possible chance. Now they're thinking, okay, we got Champions League with that team. Now we've got all these players coming back. We are sorted. We'll add Konate because we need a centre-back. Because if they didn't buy a centre-back, every Liverpool fan would. That just wouldn't have been acceptable in any way, shape or form. So they needed to get that. They might have not even wanted one. They might have thought, yeah, Matip's back now, Van Dijk's back now.
Got Ben Phillips there.
You have to, though. You have to go out and
Ben
sort
Davis.
that option. Ben Davis.
I called him Ben Phillips last week as well. I'm a mess.
I haven't even clocked that, you know.
I'm a mess.
Ben Phillips. Nathaniel Genie, Van Phillips. Ben Davies hasn't done nothing yet.
Twice, Ben Phillips. Sorry, carry on.
But now you look at the centre-back options, it's brilliant. And even though we have got an alright squad, I do still think you need to get an attacker in there. Just because Mane, Firmino and Salah are great, and Jota is a phenomenal player to add to that three. But when you go beyond that, with the fact Harvey Elliott now looks like he's going to be a midfielder who kind of interchanges between the front line and the midfield, Minamino, I'm just not convinced on. I know he scored a few goals for Southampton. I just don't rate him that highly myself. I've said this publicly before, so if anyone has a problem, then definitely let me know in the comments and tell me why I'm wrong, because I've never seen any, and therefore I think we need to go out and get kind of like another Jota, like a Pedro Neto.
Like a Doku?
No, like Pedro Neto, not Doku. I don't mind Doku, Sam.
I think we might get Doku, you know.
No.
I think that might happen.
No. I don't think it'd be bad because he's young and he'd be an asset, and even if it didn't become good enough, it's still profitable, but I don't think they'll sign anyone. Do you reckon we'll sign anyone?
I reckon we might
like
sneak one in.
No. Get Alex, get rid of Hope.
No.
For 1 second.
Alright, Hope's gone.
Hope.
I still think we'll sneak one in.
Defo?
Yeah, I do.
Like a significant signing?
Like a Doku. I think we will buy... Listen, you don't sell Shaqiri...
A 15 million plus signing.
Someone back in. I reckon 20-25 mil signing, yeah. Which obviously there's not, like, this fact we're even asking how much doesn't matter. Like, it shouldn't matter anyway.
That's
20 mil
it shouldn't matter, but it does matter.
Maybe a 5 mil down payment and then 5 mil over how many years. I think we'll get someone. I'm not going to lie to you. I'd like to watch this back when the window shuts just to see who was right.
If you just put yourself in the seat of FSG and look at their perspective, you don't know much about football.
But the day before we signed Thiago and Jota last year...
It doesn't matter. Stop looking at that, because there's 3 transfers that I remember that were like... It was and that, like, the rumours came out and then it was done. Fabinho and them two. Other than that, I can't really remember that many. And there is probably definitely more, but the majority of our transfers are still dragged out. Konate was dragged out for a very, very long time. That's why we're not linked concrete with anyone. There is no reliable sources, and there's a week left of the transfer window. You haven't got Fabrizio saying, like Liverpool are interested in someone, then he's not even saying that.
Yeah.
He's just saying, if Liverpool buy someone, it could be this player.
Yeah.
That's just all speculation.
Yeah.
And shout out to a man like Romano. Come on the show if you feel like, fella. However, he's just saying that because Liverpool fans are asking him bombardedly, who are we signing? And he's just giving his opinions based on the evidence that he's gathered himself.
Or someone that we need. He's just listing players that Liverpool
just
could
like,
do.
Here's Saul. He needs a midfielder. He just sold Genie.
Again, Saul, that rumour was so strong. So strong,
Do you know why I'd love Camavinga?
Yeah.
Do you know Camavinga?
Yeah,
Lad,
United were linked with him, weren't
and
they?
he's only 35 million, and he's free next year, but I'd still pay 35 million. Let me tell you why.
Ronaldo at 24 mil.
Box to box. You need box to box in today's game. That's why I love Henderson as well, because he's a proper box to box midfielder. Camavinga is technically better than Henderson, comfortably, and he is a box to box midfielder who's got experience. He's just... Oh no, he's not. He's at Rennes, not Lille. But either way, he's got a full season of experience. He wouldn't even be coming in anyway to be a first team
player. What about
player.
Sanchez over him? Renato?
Sanchez?
No.
And I don't mind Sanchez. Sanchez is actually that'd be sound.
Been around for about 5 years now.
But he's still young and he could still improve. I believe he'd suit our system. But Camavinga is more... When you look at an asset, which sometimes you have to look at these signings, he's a good asset. And just that quick, you said before, Shaqiri... Why would you sell Shaqiri if you're not going to bring anyone in? Well, Shaqiri was on big wages, 100 plus K a week. When you think about someone who's never playing and seems to be never available for whatever reasons it may be, whether it's an injury or what you said before about the transplant or whatever it was, like, he's not there. And in a Liverpool team, you need players there. So now they'll see Minamino, Elliott and that. So they'll just say, yeah, let's let him go, get 10 million and boom.
Yeah. Interesting to see how that one runs, bro. Because
let us know in the comments down below if you think we'll get any signings, because
stage,
I just don't see it.
What is it today? August the 22nd?
It is the 23rd.
23rd. Is shots on the 30th. So today plus 7 days, basically. That's what we're looking at. Or is it 31st? It might be the 31st at midnight. But yeah, let us know in the comments. Are Liverpool going to buy someone? I mean, what you're saying about, is it hope? Let us know as well. Who do you hope we will buy, and who do you think we will buy, if anyone?
Definitely.
You're still in the queue. How long you got to go there, bro?
27 minutes.
27 minutes.
27 minutes.
I wanted to touch on something as well, just because how we do things on Hot Kopics. It's a laid-back chat. We talk about 3 Hot Kopics, and the last one, we like to add a bit of personality in there, something that's a little bit different from just your football. Funny story on your Instagram the other day about a fella who said he wanted to fill you in at Anfield.
Yeah.
I mean, this happens, unfortunately, in social media, doesn't it? Where people think they can say something to you online that you just know they would never say to your face. But what do you think when you see that stuff? And obviously you condemn it as well, don't you? Because you made a great point off air earlier.
So here's the thing about me. I do things that makes me feel confident. So I train because that makes me feel confident and it makes me feel safer. I like to know how to defend myself. And I just do things that make me feel good. Therefore, when other people that I do not know anything about are messaging me, I just take that straight away as you're not happy with your life, and not even that you're jealous of me, but you've got that much hate to give out. So you're just using me because maybe I might not see your DM, which is, well, it's not fine at all, actually. But for me, it's sound because I've had abuse and I've realised I can take it on the chin and keep moving. Like, it does not affect me because you don't know me as a person. You know me as a person and you don't have a problem. Anyone who actually knows me doesn't have an issue with me. And I'm not trying to make out like I'm the fucking dog's bollocks and I'm great. I make mistakes. But these people do not matter. But that's me. There's other people out there who aren't so confident. Other content creators, even though they come out here and, you know, they put the face on show, it doesn't mean that they're always that confident. They're still trying to build themselves up and they're trying something new. If you send them a message saying, oh, I'm going to batter you when I see you at Anfield tomorrow, maybe to me, I look at because he was just a proper mush lad. Like, if he did come at me, like, I just wouldn't have been feared at all. You know what I mean? Like, not a chance. But if that's someone else, you can actually probably make them scared. If they're not so confident and then, you know, you are in the public eye, like, shit, don't want to get, like, caught by a stranger. But there's a reason why no one ever in person has ever gave me any shit. At least not for what I do. And the reason is is because those people who message you on Instagram, for the lack of a better term, are pussies. None of them will do fuck all. And there is probably some that might go to some extreme lengths, but I've never met them. They all seem to be thumb gangsters. So at the end of the day, if you're just going to keep swiddling your thumbs, that's not going to affect me, but it can affect other people. So don't be going out there. And then this is what annoyed me. Because I screenshotted it and I posted it on my story, and I had no sympathy. Some people might disagree with that, but I had no sympathy based on the fact he shouldn't be going out there threatening people anyway. And then he replies to my story with like laughing emojis, as if to be like he was joking. But the sentence that he sent at first, it just looked like a threat. No laughing emojis after the sentence. Or,
no, it was a threat.
It was a threat.
Straight up.
He then got caught out and wanted to make a joke out of it. If he saw me in person, best believe he'd be nervous, because he comes across as someone who just isn't serious. And that's not because I'm intimidating, but you hear what I'm saying though, that's just what these people are like. But don't be going out there and messaging people, threatening them and stuff like that, because it's wrong, man.
Listen, we don't support that at all, but the funny thing is, right, this guy will say that to you, and then maybe what's shown now is with the laughing faces that he's replied with, he was never going to do any of that. He just wanted to get a reply from you, which is sad, really, because it just... You don't write something
I never even gave him a reply. I screenshotted it, put it on my story, and I still haven't replied to him to this second. But he's just a muppet, lad. I always put my day on being kind to people. Be nice and then you'll feel sound, you know what I mean? And what you give is what you'll get back. Even if you're in a crap point in life, I understand it can be easy to spread hate. I've been in a crap point in my life, and I never ever did spread hate, but there was times where maybe I was slightly jealous because I weren't fulfilling what I wanted to in my life.
And it all goes back to that person. It's about them not doing what they want to be doing.
But like, if we just all supported each other, the world would be a much better place.
Listen, bro, on a lesser scale, I mean, I've had, horrible tweets when I've been on videos that have gone viral. I did a Jamie Carragher impersonation for BBC Sport. It got like 500,000 views, but the hate and again, none of them people would say that to my face, so I kind of brushed it away. But then, for example, last week we were at Anfield, and this guy who was Eastern European, he's only over for the day, he was a bit of a tourist, which is fine, that's how Liverpool is around the world, and we love all the fans. But then certain fans that don't respect not only like personal space, but also like, I was obviously interviewing a teenager, right? And this guy's come over with a cigarette in his mouth, but he can't hardly stand up, he's pissed obviously, and he's come in front of me and this kid and gone, "Oh, speak to me, interview me." And I'm like, "Sorry mate, we're working." And I counted myself, I said, "Please move," 4 times. I went, "Please move, please, please, please." And then in the end, he was just still doing what he was doing. So he I was like, "Get out of the way, man." And then 10 minutes later, I thought he was gone. But 10 minutes later, he comes up to my face. And you've seen the video, innit? When he comes up and does that in my face. And then I said, "Get out, get the F out of here." And he did. He just left. But, stuff like that, I shouldn't have to feel threatened when I'm working, like, because I can't see behind me, bro. Do you know what I mean?
We're no one, like, with all due respect, like, we are no one special. Like,
exactly,
we're not, we are just normal fellas.
Which makes it even worse, because let's say we were a football player, yes, that was bad, but when it's happening when you're just getting random people coming up to you, giving you shit, when you're just doing your job, like, we don't need it. So we'd appreciate if people didn't do that, especially when we're doing the fan cams. People walking in front of the line. Not even just to us,
in general, you see it all over YouTube, just like... There's just knobheads all over, like in the messages and in fan cams and stuff. Like even when I used to do bits with Redmen, they get it as well. Do you know what I mean? Just drunk people coming on, and it's kind of something that you sign up for, but it's something that you shouldn't have to sign up for. Do you know what I mean? But it is what it is. But one thing that I will say to people who want to become like a content creator and might think that can hold them back, don't be, because I promise you, the majority of these, like I said before, they are just dumb gangsters, and they're not really that serious. So don't let them stop you, because they're not really doing nothing with their lives. So.
100%. Never let anyone tell you can't do something, because trust me, I wanted a podcast with James Redmond, and now I've got one.
Now
we're in episode 3. He is on edge
I want a ticket for this show. 7 minutes.
Right, he's got 7 minutes left. We're going to wrap it up there. Hot Kopics episode 3. Let us know in the comments right now what you want us to discuss. In Hot Kopics episode 4, we'll be back next week, just before the transfer window shuts. It might even be a live one. I know a couple of people in the comments were asking if this episode could go out live. It's definitely something we can look into.
We can look into it. We defo. I'm also going to let you know in the comments, because I'm assuming this episode is going to be wrapped up by the time this is sorted. Therefore, I'll let you know in the comments if I got me ticket.
Yeah, man. All right. Good luck, bro. Thank
Nice
you
one.
again. Hot Kopics,
Thank you,
episode
people.
3. We'll see you next
Peace.
week. Take care. Whoa. Just before you go,
don't forget, give us a like, drop us a comment and subscribe to the Kop TV.
the voice of football's most famous stand.